Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about it being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing is Smith. And the catch made by Hilton. And, right away, he lost the football. And they are going to get this one back, it looks like. So nearly like-for-like fumbles, but they hang on to this thing and keep it a turnover.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd down, Murray sets to throw. He'll run it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Kyler Murray, 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign in Oklahoma. He's got the first down. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, You've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On second down, here's Murray. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. And off the deflection, it's caught. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Now that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare right there. You're covering everyone, and the guy's not even the intended receiver ends up making the play.
Right place, right time, I guess.
When that ball's tipped up in the air like that, you've got to go up and get it. Offense and defense, and in this case, the offense ended up grabbing it.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Throwing now is Murray. He may try and run for this. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Kyler Murray, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. They've already been on record as saying, hey, if our rookie quarterback's going to tuck it and run on a scramble, we kind of hold our breath. Well, that was a maybe no, yes, as he's able to get into the end zone.
Are you saying he's got to learn where the line is about whether you keep your eyes downfield and try and find a receiver, or you tuck it and go? And I think there's going to be some growing pains with that. I think in this case, he made the right decision.
And we know he's got the speed. He showed it there. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
From the 31, Smith, and this one caught by Cameron Brate. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Denver has a first down on a 15-yard play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
10 logo. 53, Mike 53. Watch the run, watch the run.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. A look at the starters now defensively for the Bears. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. And that's complete to Cooks. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
From the 50, it's Smith. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Pittsburgh. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Go.
On first down, it's Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On second and very short, Smith. He gets it to Cooks. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a first down throw. It's Smith on the screen. Bernard. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up second and 12. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
A gain of 9.
Third and 2, Smith. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Stephen Weatherly coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. Now Matt Bryant on for the field goal.
A 30-yard attempt.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Murray looks to throw again, second and 10. He's got Herndon, his tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
Hey, tight down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done.
Let's go
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The numbers for Mixon last week, 22 carries, 58 yards and a score.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon. 3rd down here. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He'll find Lindsey here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. Back deep is T.Y. Hilton. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Smith. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Benson Mayowa. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
53's the mic. 53.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they look to throw. And break. The tight end's got it. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. So they wind up throwing it against your advice, but the result's still a 4th down.
Well, it did turn out to be a safe throw. And you know how sometimes coaches talk about using short passing game as a run? Essentially, that's what they did there. Now they can kick it away.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bears take over. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 1st down, Murray. And he slings one that's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target. And it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Murray again, 2nd and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. The Bears on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun on third down, Murray. Forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Time to spotlight the quarterback, Alex Smith. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On 1st and 10, Smith. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Now Smith. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Here's Johnson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it. And
the Bears break through, and they block it. And they'll wind up taking over right around their own 40-yard line. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Murray now on first down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
He was brought down by Adrian Williamson. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
On 2nd down now. Mixon, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Bears on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Murray. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Nagy willing to settle for 3. This a 43-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was a high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on,
They begin the drive with Johnson. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
Jamal Adams there on the tackle.
Check. 53. Check. 53.
2nd and 5 now. Smith. And Bright has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Smith now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. On 2nd down and 4, Smith. This one complete to Gresham. That catch good for only a yard, and it will be 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Johnson's got it complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's make these babies proud all the way back. Let's make these babies.
Here's Smith. Going to throw again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Giovanni Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
On first down, it's Smith. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And the catch made by Johnson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Smith. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Broncos in their hurry-up try to get to their positions and get set quickly. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The kick by Bryant is good. And that'll bring them back within 4. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And it's caught by Herndon. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Earl Thomas in on the stop. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
This is Gaskin on the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And that is incomplete. They were looking that time to get it to Justin Hardy. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And it's 3rd down. The pressure drops off as they look to throw. There was the pressure you were talking about, forcing incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Trevor Williams with a pick. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
70, Indy. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get it.
After the interception, here's Smith. He finds his man Johnson. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
At the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Smith now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Riley Dixon now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Hold up.
16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for Chicago.
16 yards. First down, Bears.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick up from his safety spot. He came in to knock him down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Mike 58 right there. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Murray. And he whips that one incomplete there. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin White in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Dante Fowler in on the stop. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to go back to Cooks one more time, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Play action. It's Smith. And that will be incomplete.
Smith's pass intended for Brandon Cooks. Incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 18-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Another run by Lindsey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Murray now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Watch what? You got nothing in there.
Back to the air on second down. It's Murray. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Well, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down. Throwing is Murray on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Time to spotlight the quarterback, Alex Smith. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Mike 53.
Smith. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Check. Watch 54. Switch up.
They go play action here on first down. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Smith fourth now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They run the counter. Bernard. And they'll get him down right about the 20. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Aqib Talib there to stop it.
A 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down at the 20-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, break. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. You must be drinking. Get it.
They'll run again with Bernard. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
First down.
They'll run on 1st down. Bernard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run the counter. Morris. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Zach Pascal, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Lindsey. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the fourth. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making the play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in and take the lead. I mean, you're in great shape, yet you don't take care of the football. But they'll be going over that like crazy in the upcoming weeks.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running out of the gun with Dixon. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Levante David, the Bucs' leading tackler, 6 of the last 7 years in there to make the stop. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Smith. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Smith. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. To throw again on 2nd down. Murray, and he finds Fitzgerald. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. A big spot now for the rookie Murray. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. And this is caught by Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray. And the catch is made by Justin Hardy. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Come on, baby. Let's go. A gain of 22 yards.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 12 more yards there and another first down. They'll run with Lindsey. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Well, obviously you can take the field goal here and tie it, or you can be gutsy. What are you doing?
Oh, man, come on. Let's be gutsy. Let's go get it. Because to me, after this drive in this spot, a field goal feels like a disappointment. Go get it done, and let your team know you're with them.
And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll start it on the ground with Morris. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. On 2nd and 11 now. Smith. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's pulled in at the 32.
illegal block in the back, return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
Now Murray. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Rolling to his right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Catch made by Fulgham. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. He's got Evans. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
58, you're not ready. You're not ready. Kill.
And that'll be incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Chicago, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.